everybody, Daniel Rodriguez here, and welcome to my spoiler review for the final episode of The Strain, the series finale, and plus the season 4 finale, titled The Last Stand. So The Strain season 4, episode 10. As usual, it takes me 2 minutes to recap the episode, then give you my pros, cons, and final score. I quickly want to say, over the past years, man, I started right from season 2, and I believe I have season 2 and 3 as the reviews on this channel, and I'll make sure to put them at the end at the end of the video in the links. I didn't review season 1 because I ended up buying it on DVD before season 2, and I watched it all. I don't think I ended up reviewing those. But The Strain is something close to my heart. It's had its downs. It's had its downs, but it has its ups, and I've loved these characters and just this world and the style of it. It's Tracky and I-Course and the Master and everything of this, man, and this amazing world that Chuck Hogan and Guillermo del Toro brought to life. Obviously books and then with Chuck Hogan, and then bringing to the TV, the silver screen, so whatever you want to call it, anything, man, the small screen. Just thank you for those who worked on this show, cast, crew, FX for renewing it for another season and finishing it off. And to everyone who was a part of this show and worked on it and put their time, blood, sweat, and tears into it, I really do appreciate each and every one of you. To all the extras and to the makeup artist and everybody, man. It's a very underrated show when you think about it. It doesn't get much of the attention and love that it really deserves. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this final review of The Strain. It's a doozy. It's a doozy. A lot of ups, a little downs. It's a badass. What a way to do it. And I couldn't think of any other way, basically, in certain parts and certain steps. So without further ado, let's go. So we begin the episode with Gus and his crew on the street, and most of his crew is killed. There's a whole bunch of Strigoi coming. It's like a video game. Another wave, then you got people, Strigoi behind him. So Gus and a few others end up leaving, him and Roman, another guy. And Fett and the crew, Ephraim and Dutch and everybody, now they're underground, and they're like 800 feet underground or something. They bring the nuke with them, and they hide it there. And Fett is going to blow up the bomb. He talks to Quinlan, and Quinlan ends up saying, hey, you know the risk, and I need somebody to detonate the bomb while I fight the Master and distract him. And Fett's the one that basically, okay, I take the muncher down, yeah. And, all right, I guess. The way Fett always talks, so he ends up telling Dutch. She cries, I'm crying, because I just want to ship Dutch and Fett far off and just ship them away. Yes, but I'm all crying, I'm fangirling, I'm like, no, please, you guys belong together. Please stay together. Even though Dutch has been with Ephraim and has been with these guys and Fett's been with these girls. Anyway, they still belong together. They're perfect for each other. Gus arrives, and the Master summons a whole bunch of a CGI army coming towards. So he summons all Strigoi in the whole city to go after Ephraim and the nuke. They find the hideout, and there's this big old fight and shoot down. It was a fight! And then Zach is stuck in the elevator with Master and Quinlan. So while Fett and Dutch are kind of looking at each other, the elevator that Fett was supposed to go into, Ephraim goes into it, and then he's like, Doc! And then Ephraim goes falling down in the elevator. So Quinlan distracts the Master, and Quinlan is killed. Pretty weak, though. Pretty weak, actually, Quinlan. And Zach almost kills his dad, but, the little bitch has a change of heart. The Master transfers over to Ephraim's body, and right there, Zach ends up detonating the nuclear bomb. Fett and co live happily ever after. The end. They all live happily ever after. The Strigoi are over with. They clean it all up. Everyone's back to normal. Fett's back to his rat catching. Dutch is now a hacker, like she was beforehand. Everyone doesn't care that Sean Astin died like a year ago in the storyline wise, like whatever. And because I guess most of the crew didn't know. But either way, that's kind of it. That is the end there. Everybody lives a happy life. Everybody thinks that Ephraim did the bomb, and nobody fucking cares about Zach. Bye, Zach. I don't give a shit about you. You're dead. And they'll never know that Zack ended up helping. I'm very happy that they're never going to know about that either. Anyway, now on to the pros, cons, and final score. Starting off with the pros, the action. Now, this was a very heavily filled action episode with Gus and with Quinlan in the beginning, remember, because all of them are around him, all the Strigoi are around him in the Empire State Building, and he gets his Uzis out, and he goes full Frank Castle Punisher, just like, just shoots all of them and headshots all of them. Gus and his crew shooting and headshots, and Strigoi after Strigoi coming after them. I mean, there is a lot of extras in this episode. A lot of Strigoi blood getting poured everywhere and splattered, and a lot of bullets fired. And even with Fett bringing out the Trachean sword, the power, Mr. Fett, and just getting the sword. And that's, remember, 2 episodes ago, Fett, when he got the sword, he ended up using it in a stairway when they were at Mr. Desai's place with the pregnancy people. And I like that he used it, but I felt like he shouldn't have used it until the final battle, when he gets the sword out and he swings it, and that power there. That, and I really feel like at the end, Fett should have had Satrakian's hat and walked around like, yeah, no more munchers, New York strong, and just have the sword and just be like, I have the power, something like that, something of cheesiness to it, and Dutch should be like, something like that. I don't know. Just that's what I feel should have happened. The emotional sacrifice. First off, Ephraim's sacrifice. I like Corey Stoll, really good actor. House of Cards, boom, boom, boom. And plus all his movies that he's done. The emotion, but the most crying was with Fett. Fett telling Dutch, and Dutch is like, no, your impeccable timing. Just the whole emotion and the love between Dutch and Fett, and you feel that in the kisses, and he's like, I'm still gonna do it, and she just walks away, and there's more stuff we could be doing before I set off a nuclear bomb, and they don't even have sex technically, which they should have probably beforehand, before the army and Strigoi start killing everybody, but still, all the emotion and the attention, you felt it, and it was really, really strong, and it hits you in the gut more with Dutch and Fett, and then Ephraim's sacrifice, and seeing their reactions when he goes in the elevator. I knew that was going to happen. I just knew somehow Ephraim, and when I saw Zack in the elevator, I was like, yeah, Ephraim's going to get in the elevator, and we'll see what happens then. As well, when the Master summons his army, and when he's like in that castle, that place, it was better than the Empire State Building. That's the place he should have been in the most of the time. But all the Strigoi, again, all of the extra, all of the practical effects and all of the CGI effects, very well done, very well good. It looked really good and very entertaining. Ephraim's death. It's kind of weird thinking about, Corey Stoll dying in here, and you would think, he'd be one of those actors that would probably get killed off in season 3 because he wants to get off the show or some shit like that. That's how I see it. But with him getting killed off in this episode and basically becoming the Master at the end, and Ephraim's gone, I don't know. It's seeing him actually die with the worms, and I totally forgot. I just thought the Master was throwing up on him, and then I remembered, yeah, he's transferring the body over, and I was thinking to myself, oh no, he's gonna end up killing Zack, and he's gonna end up going up the elevator, which wouldn't make total sense. He would get up there somehow and be like, everything's fine, guys. He would pretend like he's Ephraim, but he's actually the Master, and then he would kill everybody, and it would be like a dark ending, and that probably wouldn't have worked out. But still, Corey Stoll, the way that he ended up getting up afterwards, and he only had like a few minutes before he ended up turning full Strigoi or full Master, so him telling his son that, we won, we did it, and it's not your fault, but that's great about Ephraim. But with Zack turning to a good guy when you had a whole freaking season to be good, and you finally see that the Master is bad on the final episode of the whole series, that's bullshit. Also, it's sad that Ephraim's dead, but Zack is dead. Finally, after all along, Zack is finally dead, and that is not no redemption. You did not redeem yourself. You're still a little shit. Anyway, Fett being alive. I'm very happy that Fett's alive because I don't want to lose Fett. Kevin Durant's fantastic. And if you've seen him in any other movie roles, he doesn't always play a Fett-type character. He plays some creepy-ass fucked-in-the-head characters. And then, of course, the ending with everyone being happy and living their lives, and Fett and Dutch, and New York's back, and New York's strong, and the whole world are all rid of Strigoi. It's never wrong to end in a happy note. It's never wrong. And it did feel like a dream sequence in a sense, like everything's back to normal. And I don't think they ended up saying how long it took. That could be a year later, it could be 2 years later. I felt it was kind of cheesy, although with Fett walking and then seeing Dutch, I mean, obviously you would keep in contact. That would be the smartest thing to do because you just confessed your love for each other and then you wouldn't get together right afterwards. It's kind of a bullshit thing. But for the most part, I did enjoy the ending, and I thought it's a good ending to a really good series. Here's some of the stuff I didn't like about this episode. First off, Gus's team dying. Oh yeah, the gangsters, the homies, the hombres. I'm Hispanic, I can say that. But I'm saying his team, his vatos, they just get killed because apparently they're just extras. Who cares about them, right? They're just in a few episodes and then they just die. I just felt like that's the cliche thing to do and predictable, and it just pisses me off. Even though Quinlan wasn't supposed to kill the Master, he was supposed to be a distraction. That fight, it was good. It was good. But it was still a little weak. That fight was a little bit weak. I don't know. I just wanted a little bit more boom, 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 fist sort of thing. So I just felt it be a little bit more weak. And then all of a sudden, Zack's good. Zack's a good boy now, and apparently, I get it, but still, like, Zack's good now. Like, everything that you had Abby die a few episodes ago, and now you're good? Really? Are you serious? Now you're just a good person, and you want to be good, and you want to be redeemed. That's not how it works, sir. No, you're still a total piece of shit. I know they ended up showing what happened to Gus. I didn't end up writing it down, but what ended up happening to Gus? I don't even know what happened to Gus. I think he's wandering the countryside looking for Anya or something. Why didn't you just get him back with Anya instead? I mean, you could have just easily... It's a happy ending. You might as well have told him he married Anya or something, or he married this girl. He's living a happy life. He has kids. You could have just said something like that instead of like, he's wandering the countryside, whatever that was. But other than that, that's kind of all the little problems that I have about this episode. The action was intense. It was fun. Quinlan was badass as well. And I don't think that justice when the Master was stomping Quinlan's head, I felt like we should have saw it. They didn't end up showing it. I felt like we should have seen it just to be a little bit more brutal and intense. Like, hey, a beloved character just died. That's like if Daryl Dixon just got his head stomped in. You want to see Daryl Dixon's head stomped in. Don't put it off camera. But other than that, man, I'm going to give the series finale of The Strain an A-. I did think it was a great episode. Not the best episode out of the whole series, not by a long shot, but it is one of the best out of this season, emotionally wise. It's sad that Satrakian couldn't live up to see this day, man, because I felt like he would have probably been the one to do the nuke or something. Master, my name is Abraham Satrakian, and you are no more. And then just a nuke, something like that. That would have been amazing. The Master and Satrakian looking face to face and just anyway. Wow, what an episode though. Still very entertaining to all the cast and crew and everyone who's a part of making The Strain. Again, thank you very much to everyone who's watched over the years or have even followed my channel just because of The Strain. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really love this show. I really love the cast, and I hope that all of them have success in the future, even bigger, and with movies or TVs or anything. Corey Stoll, Kevin Durant, the girl who plays Dutch, David Bradley, all of them, man. Thank you so much for bringing this to us and leaving a smile on my face and ending it in a happy ending. It was a little surreal, but hey, not everything has to be so dark. Every single they lost basically the whole season, and then in the end they won. So that's all that matters there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, you could like, comment, share, and hit that subscribe button. Tell me what you enjoyed about this episode. What did you like? What did you hate? I would like to hear your thoughts. Till next time, bye-bye.